What's going on, guys? Noah White here again for another video. Thanks for tuning in. As you guys probably saw in the title, I'm going to be working on this engine right here. I don't really know the condition of it, but the gentleman whose car I worked on before, one of my customers, he had the silver GTR that I did the wheel bearing on. I'll leave a link in the description or a link somewhere here. You can see what that looks like. That guy also has another Skyline. It's an 89 or it could be a 90 GTS, so it does have an RB25 engine. There's an engine currently in it now. Unfortunately, he's been through a few engines and just bad experiences with shops and whatnot, and so he asked me if I could go on ahead and get him an engine ready for his car that will run correctly. I don't really know how far he wants to build it. As far as I know right now, I'm just going to tear down this engine right here. This engine is an RB25. We'll get into that engine here in a moment, but as far as I know, I'm just going to tear down this engine, see if this engine is salvageable. It has been sitting on the side of a house for, I don't know, about 4 years. It's been kind of covered up, but I don't know, I'm nervous. There's parts missing from it because he used some parts on the other engine, etc. So I'm not super familiar with RBs, but I do know that this engine is a pretty hard to find engine, so I'm gonna do my best to try and, you know, not mess it up and keep everything nice and as clean as I can. So yeah, let's just get right into it and show you guys what we're working with. So this is, from what I can recall, is an RB25. It is a DET Neo engine. I don't know what years those came out or whenever they came out. I'm not even going to try and start to act like I know, because I don't. But I do know, with a little bit of research, pretty sure that this 5L8 on the side of the cylinder head meant that this came off of a Neo engine, and so they're just slightly different than the regular RB25 engines. I don't know if all of them have dual VVTi or if that's even what this is called. Could be called VCT maybe for Nissan, but nonetheless, you can see this engine. It doesn't even have a timing belt on it. It's just literally just been sitting on the side of the house. I don't even know what it even looks like inside this thing, but obviously I can't turn it over because there is no timing belt. I'm not even going to attempt to do that because obviously that'll just run the pistons right up into the valves. So but this thing is in, I don't know, it doesn't really look in great shape. However, we won't really know that until we start tearing it apart. I guess the outside doesn't really look too bad. There's a lot of surface rust and whatnot. And like I said, there are some pieces and bolts missing from this because he did use this on, he used some parts on his other Skyline. So basically the whole goal with this, like I said, is just to tear this apart, tear it down. Basically I'm just going to take the head off of it, see what the cylinder bores look like, see if it's all rusted, see if it's full of water, you know, see what underneath the valve covers, and just kind of just checking it over to see if this engine can be saved or not. He was told that this engine did run, so I'm not so sure about that though, but that's why we're going to just try and find out together. Actually doesn't look too bad in there at all. Yeah, these are probably bad. just as I suspected. You can see this cylinder, cylinder 2, is full of rusty water. So is cylinder 5. These cylinders don't look bad, but this cylinder has a ton of buildup on it. The stuff probably, I mean, I know this stuff can be cleaned out, but still, it just doesn't look the best. And if we take a look at the cylinder head, which is even worse, you can see this. Look at how much rust. There's the valve that's literally just rusted open. So again, cylinder 2, I believe, no wait. Yeah, cylinder 2, and there's rust back there on cylinder 6 as well. So, I don't know. I'll have to send some pictures off to the machine shop I go to and see if this is something that is salvageable. He did give me a price already on what it would cost to get this resurfaced, to get a valve job done, but you know, I don't know what he's going to say now that he probably can see what this looks like. I'll just have to keep you guys updated on that. As far as these cylinders are concerned, I'm going to see if this engine will rotate over, but before I do that, I'm going to try my best to clean up some of this stuff that's in here, because this stuff is, it is disgusting in here. I don't know if you guys can see the buildup on the side of the cylinder walls. It's really bad. So before I crack a piston or a ring gland, because we are trying to use this engine still, let me try my best to clean this stuff up some and see if the engine will spin over at all. I went on ahead and hit some of the rust with some very fine sandpaper and water, just wet sanded some of it. I also have some of this Castrol super clean stuff in here to kind of help clean up some of this stuff. And now it didn't, well, you have to excuse this cylinder over here. This cylinder might be slightly damaged, but I plan on pulling all of this apart anyway. I want to pull the pistons out, check the bearings, check the rod bearings. So I plan on pulling this all out. I know these cylinders are probably going to have to be rehomed at the very minimum. So you'll just have to excuse this noise. Please don't beat me up in the comments about I don't know what I'm doing. But it didn't actually rotate over at all. Now, all the cylinders go up and down pretty smoothly. I don't have to really put much effort into spinning it over, but yeah, everything was entirely seized up in here, but now it seems to be fine. So next thing I'm gonna do is flip this thing over, pull off the oil pan, and getting these pistons out of the block. Hey, so I know there was a lot of time that was in between me tearing down that engine and now today. So that engine that you saw earlier, I actually have already sent it off to the machine shop. It's already been done. I just picked it up today. I'll let you guys, or I'll show you guys that engine probably in the next video, but I just wanted to get on here and say that, you know, that engine was able to be salvaged. The head was able to be salvaged. I'm using some of the older parts from the other engine that he had in there, but I don't know if I ever showed you guys the car exactly. There's a lot of nice parts on this car, and I'm hoping that we can get it all back together for him and hopefully shoot for about 400 horsepower at least. I know it can handle more than that, but he's just going to be driving the car around. He doesn't really need a ton of power, and I think 400 horsepower is a good number to just shoot with. So this is the car here. Obviously the engine's out of it now. This car does have a lot of nice parts on it. Unfortunately, it was just put together very poorly. So it's got a custom wiring specialty harness. It's got a Future Fab turbo manifold on the ground. It's got a Garrett GT35R turbo. It's got, I think, 750cc injectors. I don't know what kind of fuel pump's in it. And I know it looks like a mess now, but it's got chase bays, you know, relocation kit, coolant overflow. It's got a lot of nice stuff on it. And I think it's using a Clutch Masters twin disc, like a 850 series, I believe. I've already pushed this car out here. I pressure washed it all out, so I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna have to deal with a lot of wiring and just kind of just sorting things out. I mean, 'cause, like, look at all this stuff over here. It's just, I don't even know what's going on with a lot of this stuff. So it's got a nice aftermarket radiator. It's got a lot of nice stuff on it. So hopefully we can get it back together for him and he can enjoy it. So I apologize, this video is just all over the place. When we did start, well, when he brought the car to me, it was kind of in the middle of a Christmas time and New Year's, so timing wise of ordering parts and everything was just really delayed. So here we are now. Hopefully we can go on ahead and continue forward with this car, and I hope that you guys will enjoy this content. I am going to be putting everything together myself. It's not the first time I've assembled an engine, so hopefully you guys can learn something. I don't know everything about RB25s, but I do know how to follow manuals and torque specs and blah blah blah, all that stuff. So I hope that you guys will learn something, and I hope that you guys are excited to go on the journey with me with this car. The plan is to get the engine in the car, fix everything, all the wiring and everything that wasn't working before, pretty much get this car completely dialed in for the customer. That way I can hopefully take it to the dyno, put it on the dyno, and see what kind of power it makes, and go out and have some fun with it. So if it's your first time on the channel, thanks for stopping by. Please do hit the like button, you guys. That helps push the videos out, so that way other people can see it. I'm trying to get this channel to gain some traction and get going. I appreciate you guys have been here thus far, but I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.